Today, it's time to get schooled. And speaking of today, did you know that on this day, August 24th, 1572, the St. Bartholomew Day massacre against the French Huguenots was carried out? The carnage against French Protestants would last for weeks. Acts of violence between Catholics and Protestants was quite common at this time. Just prior to the massacre in the Parisian streets, there was some hope that a truce could be orchestrated. The king's sister Margaret, a Catholic, was given in marriage to the Protestant Henry of Navarre. The wedding brought many of the leading French Protestant leaders and dignitaries to Paris. There was also talk of reinstating Protestant Admiral Gaspard de Coligny to the royal court. The proverbial straw now broke the camel's back. Coligny was assassinated in cold blood. Catholics in the streets saw this as a sign that it was now okay to rid Paris of all blasphemous and heretical Protestants. In all, 3,000 Protestants were murdered in Paris, perhaps another 8,000 in the French countryside. Toleration of French Protestants was still a long time off. The Huguenots had to wait 200 years before feeling safe. A revolution across the pond would play an important role. What seems to be the powerful lesson of this little tale is that religious toleration must be championed, and certainly not taken for granted. As much as we imagine that religious tolerance was pioneered by our founding fathers, most states maintained a Protestant Judeo-Christian culture without calling it as much well into the 20th century. That being said, we do know that many of our founders were committed to a complete disestablishment of religion. Madison wrote his memorial and remonstrance against religious assessments in 1785, arguing for complete religious liberty in Virginia. Wall of separation language really didn't enter our legal lexicon until the Supreme Court codified it in the Everson case in 1947. As certain sentiments call for a return to a bygone era in our history, make no doubt about it, that is a history that championed religious tolerance. Psst, it's PROLOG with MR.REVIEW. It's a podcast that is actively digging tons of earth to find an ounce of gold, striving for a more perfect union.